All right, welcome back to another episode of Active Every Day. Today we're going to be focused on upper body strength. We'll go through our normal routine of warming up our spine, moving a little bit through our shoulders and our wrists, and then we'll be practicing variations of push-ups, shoulder presses, and tricep dips. Okay, let's jump right in. As always, let's start with our neck. 5 to 10 reps, each direction, whatever you need. And it's been a while since I've talked about some of these exercises in more detail. Specifically with the neck, if you hear a lot of noise in your ears when you do this, that's normal. Our body is very noisy. It's just that we don't hear a lot of that noise because a lot of that noise is, one, very far away from our ears, and two, there's so many other things in the world that can distract us, like what we're focusing on, all the other noise that we can hear. And so when we are internalizing and we're doing something so close to the ears, you hear that noise in there, grinding, sand sound, cracking, popping. It's normal. It's normal. And we do hear our stomach growl sometimes, but usually when it's really loud. Just another example of how our body makes noise. Trump cards. Circle them around, give you a side view. Again, we're not really bending forward at the waist. We're just curling a little bit through our middle spine. So let's get those trunk cars moving. Okay, other way. To really help our joints move as big as they can, we have to search for the movement as big as we can. Often. Active every day. A little bit every day goes a long way. Okay, down to the pelvis. Pelvis tilts. You know the deal. Let's free up that spine. Let's increase our circulation. Okay, from our body back to our brain. We're practicing segmental body control with these warm-up patterns. So we're not only enhancing our spine health and brain health, lending more freedom, less restriction to all of our extremities in each joint, but we're also practicing mind-body connection. And these disassociated, isolated movement patterns show up again in sequences, in bigger movement patterns. If I go to open a door, I may step forward and reach. My whole body just rotated, and you can see the trunk and the pelvis rotate. I pull open the door, start walking through. Now my body's rotating the opposite direction. That's a sequence of multiple joints and muscle groups working in unison. That gets easier when we practice isolated movements. Okay, enough of the rant. We have a mobility day coming. We're talking about shoulders and wrists, wrist circles. 5 to 10 each way. We do a little extra for these upper body extremities because it's an upper body strength day. Get up and go. We saw these movements not too long ago. And for the shoulders, big old reach. At the top, you can turn your hands outward, okay? Turn your hands outward. And that makes it feel a little easier as you pass around to the back. And then we do it in reverse. Go back, circle around, and to the front. Up. Turn the hands, finish the circle. Go in reverse. 3 to go. Up, turn, come on down, and backwards, up, and forwards. 2 to go. Big reach. How tall can you become through the top of your head? How high can the fingers get to the ceiling? Really elevate those shoulder joints. Last one. Good. Okay, push-ups. So many ways to do a push-up. What should we understand about a push-up? It's a plank first. I'm gonna demo on a bench. This should be an incline push-up or an incline plank because my hands are higher than my feet. My hands are inclined. So, a push-up We want to be sturdy on the arms and sturdy on our toes, and we want our body in a nice straight line. That's a plank first. A push-up is a moving plank. From my head to my feet, I shouldn't sag downward. I want to be strong with tension. Okay? After that, we want to lower as far as we can and then press out to extend. And if we cannot touch our chest on the object our hands are resting on, then we should modify the exercise to make it a little bit easier. A way to modify: you can put your knees on the ground, and now the distance that you're supporting your plank, okay, from your hands to your knees is smaller. It's going to be a lot easier. You're going to be carrying a lot less weight. Another option would be to incline our hands even higher. And so I could incline off of this bar. Okay, you can see the difference. It's so much higher up. That would make it much easier. If you're at home and you're searching out options, you could try the front of your couch where you sit. If that's too low and you've tried the knees and it works good. Or you could walk around to the back of your couch, which will probably be closer to like middle of the body high. Or you could even use like a countertop in your kitchen. Okay, let's go ahead and do a set, and we're gonna go for 10 reps. You pick your setup, try your best. Let's do it together. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last rep for 10. Excellent. We're going to take a short rest, move on to our second exercise. It's going to be our shoulder press. Now we have a lot of options. We can hold nothing in our hands and just practice the movement, getting to a full overhead reach. We could hold light weights or heavy weights in our hands. It just depends on your interest and strength level. So options, we could be using dumbbells. If you have different weights at home, anything that you could hold would work well, okay? If you have no actual weights, things that you may have around the house, some water bottles, a couple of books would be an option, a pot, a heavy pot or pan. So we have so many different things that we could be trying. I'll do my first set with water bottles. All we're looking for is 10 reps, just like the push-up. Stand with tall posture, a little bit of bend in the knees so our knees are not locked out. Weights are up near the shoulders. Press overhead. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. There's 6. There's 7. There's 8. There's 9. And there is 10. Okay? And for our third exercise, we're going to be practicing a tricep dip. So a tricep dip, the idea here is to put all the weight on our hands, bend our elbows, and straighten our elbows. The primary muscle that helps our elbows straighten is our tricep. Okay, so this setup helps our triceps work a lot. We put our hands on a bench that we're sitting on. It could be a chair, again, a couch, side of your bed. We're going to scoot our hips off the front, holding our weight on our hands. From here, we're going to lower and then press to extend the elbow. Lower and press to extend the elbow. Before I move on, the question may come up, how low should we go? There is a big difference from person to person for this exercise. And so some people may go lower than others, but how you feel is a good indicator on how far you should take the exercise. We don't want an excessive stretch on our shoulder. We want the lightest stretch on our shoulder, if any stretch at all. We're not searching for stretch. The stretch sensation is a key for us to know that we are approaching our end range and we've gone far enough, okay? So a good rep isn't I've stretched. A good rep is control without discomfort. Let's try 10 reps. Hands on the bench, chest up, hips off, lower, and press. Lower, and press. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Here's 6. Here's 7. Here's 8. Here's 9. Here's 10. Excellent. So that's one set of push-ups, shoulder presses, and dips. Let's do a second set together. Set up your push-up, whatever technique works the best for you. I'll do some kneeling push-ups this time to give you that reference. Okay, we want to lower, try to touch our chest where our hands are resting, and press. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7, there's 8, there's 9, and there's 10. Fantastic. Let's move on to the shoulder press. For this set on the shoulder press, I'm going to switch to my dumbbells. Again, you can use whatever items you are using or no items at all. That is just fine also. A couple reminders, tall posture, just a little bit of bend in your knees, and then we press as high as we can reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Okay, and for our last exercise, the dip. Tricep dips. With all exercises, there are other variations that we could do. This is just one. So, if you know another option that works well for you, and you've tried this one and you don't like it, just do what you like to do, okay? Here we are. Posture up, hands on the bench, hips off. Let's lower and raise for 1, and 2, and 3. Remember, don't go too low. 4, we don't want to hurt our shoulders. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, that's 2 rounds. You've got a third or a fourth or a fifth on your own. Work these into your week. Try adding one of these exercises to another one of your active everyday workouts if you're following along, or add these in to any of your other workouts. If this is the only thing you're doing, you hear me say it a lot, give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing something better than nothing. Stay active every day. We'll see you next time.